Alright, here I am. It's Saturday. I didn't paint the rest of the interior yesterday because I wanted to give that dash another day to dry, so the tape wouldn't stick to it. But anyway, got the dash all taped off now, and steering wheel off, my levers, got everything wiped down, ready to paint. Put a coat of, getting ready to put a coat of white sealer down first. And but what I did do is did a little bit more sanding right here because this is actually, this section here is actually part of the presentation of the interior. From here forward is going to be covered with the insulation and the floor mat, but all of this in here is painted. Of course, the seat covers most of it out to here, but anything from about here over and up to as far as right in here is part of the presentation. So I wanted to make sure that that's nice and smooth, because I saw a couple little scratches in it. Of course, all of this is smooth, and that's part of the presentation as well. But I could spend another 2 weeks probably on the inside of this to get this floor, glaze it and make it perfectly smooth like a baby's bottom, but there's no point in doing that. The main thing is to make sure that it's sound everywhere, so there's no integrity issues structurally, and there's not. But I do want this to be smooth because you'll see it when you open the door. So anyway, I'm going to hit that with a little bit of self-etching primer, let it flash, and then I'll get started with the white sealer. See you in a bit. Here's another thing I spent a little bit of time on, and that's a data tag specific to this truck that had a bunch of primer on it. You couldn't even see the stamped in numbers, but I cleaned that up with a wire wheel and then sanded it, cleaned it off, and it's got some numbers on it that are specific to this build on the truck. So I'm probably going to polish that, but I don't want to paint it again, and that will be kind of an extension of the VIN, which is up underneath that drip rail over there. But anyway, I wanted to get that all taped off so I don't paint over it again. Alright, there we go. Alright, here we go. Got the headgear on. Better do this. Alright, I got the sealer down, and everything's looking pretty good. Looks pretty smooth. I had to put a bag around my head so I could get up underneath there. Try to get some sealer up in there. And of course doing the roof. So I got it pretty well covered. It's not as covered back in here. I missed a little bit of the red there, but that's okay. I'll hit it with the color for sure. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just gonna eat some lunch now, let that flash for a while, and then come back and put some color down. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that these look nice. It's got a little bit of something down in there. Not sure what that is. Just have to live with it, I guess. But for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. So, alright, see you in a bit. Alright, got the light fawn down, and well, I tell you what, of all the things I've painted, this interior is definitely the hardest that I've done, for sure. Just trying to get into everything. I had to get up underneath the dash, way up underneath there first, and then come down this firewall to that break point right there. Had to come back here and shoot in this area on both sides. Sorry for the videography here. come down these pillars here, both sides, making sure that I'm getting all up and through here, good coverage, just a lot of nooks and crannies, and then coming across the roof and down the back, just a lot of different angles. I kept bumping. Well, I bumped probably 2 or 3 times with the gun, as try as I might to try to get the right angle that I needed, and just couldn't seem to get into certain places the way I needed to. But it looks pretty good. Like I said, it could be smoother than it is, but the main area is right here that you'll see. The floor mat will go all the way up to here and all the way back to there, so you'll see this in here, but just a little bit of it. There's a door sill plate that goes right here, so that'll be covered, obviously. I almost forgot to do the steering column. Of course, you'll see this back here. The only thing that I'm not real pleased with is you put 2 full coats on, and then you have to miss the final coat to try to get the sheen level to be right and get the metallic to stand up on end to give the full effect. But to me, it looks a little bit splotchy right now. But one thing I am going to do after this is fully cured out down the road is I'll take a white 3M pad, and I'll basically scuff the whole thing. I use that a lot when I'm doing satin finishes on drums that I make. And basically it'll smooth it down a little bit, and it'll also just kind of feather out the finish and blend it a little bit. These look good though. I'm happy with that. So all in all, again, extremely difficult to paint this. By far the hardest thing that I've painted. The pedals actually will be, in this portion of the column will be black, as well as that brake lever, and then the vent, if you can see it, the vent butterfly things that go in there will also be black, but I'll deal with that when I get to that point. The other thing is right here, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if maybe I had not feathered that enough, but again, that's not really something that's going to show necessarily, because the seat or the rubber floor mat comes all the way up to here. It's just a little bit more of a mental thing for me, a little bit bothersome, but it'll be all right. Not a big deal. So the main thing, like I said, is that those were covered and smooth. Of course, the back, everything is smooth. I just need to blend so that it's not splotchy. It's a little bit splotchy looking to me with regard to the sheen. I feel like the dash went down easier and looked better when it was done, but it'll be all right. So anyway, there you have it. The interior is essentially done. I do have to work on this steering wheel back here. It's hanging from my mountain bike. I've got some work I got to do on it to fiberglass these cracks and prep it and everything, and pretty sure that's going to be painted fawn as well. The thing that I want to try to find is I've got the horn button, but I need the little bar that goes down along there. The custom cabs would have had that on there, so that's a little bit tricky to find, but I'll keep looking for it. But anyway, yeah, there it is. So all in all, success, I guess. It's painted, so moving on. All right, see you next time. Oh, by the way, there's the original Chevy bow tie hubcap. I've got all 4 of them. I just decided to hang one of them up there. But all right, with that, later.